Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, is supported by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code Club at 22. Your balls will thank you. Hello everyone and welcome to Club Preview here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, where we look ahead to the next game, which will be a league game against Dundee United on Saturday at Ibrox. I am your host Scott Carney and I'm joined by Ali Pearson. Ali, how are you?
Not bad. Kind of start the holidays for me now, so it's been I was at the Rangers shop today. I just say there's a lot of good deals at the Rangers shop. If folk are looking for stuff for Christmas presents, I would get yourself down there and have a wee look. There's some really good deals, especially a couple of Anthem jackets at 35 quid, which I thought was really good from 90. So I would get there. And also congratulations, Carney, on becoming an official Rangers dad. I tell you earlier on, that's you. Got a big black X through your name now, because I'll just add you to the list of pals I've got that I'll never see again. So yeah, I'll just see you through this probably.
That's like handing me with one hand and slapping me with the other, mate. No, but,
I just know because I've got guys that have got kids in there that just disappear.
Well, we've got this podcast, mate, so you'll always speak to me. You will always speak to me. Yes, I am. Yeah, I've been. It's been confirmed that me and the missus are expecting. She's about 13 weeks on now, so yeah, we're delighted about it. Really, really happy. It's been a bit of a mental couple of days. We managed to keep it quiet, so yeah. Still don't know the gender, but it doesn't really matter. We're just hoping for a healthy baby. So yes, thank you for everybody sending me kind messages as well. Very nice of you. And I'll say thanks, Ali, even though that was a kind of double-edged slap there, but. It's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough.
When's it due? Just is it a June baby? Or?
Around our birthdays, mate. End of June.
I was thinking that today. I thought it might be June.
So fucking hell, man, it's going off topic of it. The scan, the baby when they sit right for the scan, so we've got to go back for another one, so they can get like an exact date. But she said somewhere between the 20th and the 25th of June, so it could be around our birthdays, mate. Yeah,
that's mad.
I know, absolutely crazy. So, but I was like, I'd like it to be born on my birthday because as you got older, birthdays are crap. So it doesn't really matter. So I would rather the win was on my birthday. But yes, thank you to everybody for the kind words. Very, very nice. The missus is in good health, and we've just got to go on with it now. And as I say, we're delighted though. We are really, really happy. So I can't wait for it. So we'll move on though. Before we get into it, there is still tickets available for our live show. So you can get there'll be a link below this podcast. You can come and see us in January at the Viceroy. I know obviously things are a wee bit uncertain about COVID, so I'll make a guarantee now. If the show is cancelled due to COVID, everybody will get a refund if you want a refund, or we'll keep a hold of it until we can do it again. I don't want anybody to have any doubt about that. You won't lose out on money at all. So please come and spend some time with us in January. And please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can also join the channel, become a Club at 22 supporter for only 99p. Again, the link's below that for this, for that. And you can buy the podcast a coffee if you would like to just donate to the channel, which would be much appreciated considering I'm expecting. So the Wayne needs clothes. So thank you everybody. So Ali, we'll start with the 2-0 win over St Johnstone at Ibrox on Wednesday. Goals from Alfredo Morelos and a fantastic team goal finished by Ryan Kent gives Rangers a well-deserved win and another 0. Jamie and I brought club reaction from the car after leaving Ibrox. So what was your thoughts on the game from Wednesday night?
Exactly how I thought it was going to go, to be honest. I thought it would be stuffy. And when I said stuffy, I meant in terms of St Johnstone will just sit in and really offer nothing. And that's what they did, St Johnstone. At times they were a back six in that first half, St Johnstone. They had Michael O'Halloran as a kind of out ball. I thought they'd have Chris Kane up there, but he was obviously out for due to COVID he had. So it was Michael O'Halloran kind of up there, but they offered nothing, St Johnstone. And it was really just a matter of time before we got the goal. Came at a good time. Morelos where he should be. Goldson with a flick on. That's another assist for Goldson. And Morelos puts it away. And at that point, I'm thinking, well, we all go in at halftime. We speak to each other and say, yeah, it's pretty comfortable, to be honest. It was, again, the word routine, I would say, to be used at Ibrox. And then the second half, Rangers came out and kill it instantly, and it was a fantastic goal. By the way, Scotia came down, sat beside me the second half, and I was saying to Scotia, I was like, "What a goal that was!" It was like watching Rangers last year. They scored a few goals like that against Galatasaray. They scored a similar-ish type goal. Morelos breaks away for his guy, which I was surprised at with Morelos. He looks leaner and fitter, Morelos, at the moment. Slides in Ryan Kent, and it's a goal. And at that point, game is dead and buried. And Rangers kind of throttled back and just really managed the game from there on. Kamara had one wee moment where he kind of lost a ball, and that boy was it Craig? At the time, I thought, "Oof, that looks a bit dodgy." But looking at it back, that was embarrassing for him. By the way, he just threw himself to the deck and kind of summed St Johnstone's night up. But yeah, I thought it was a very, very routine evening for Rangers.
It was, mate. It was a very routine one. It was kind of all what we were expecting. We expected St Johnstone to try and sit in. We had a wee moment at the back. Well, they had one chance from a kind of break forward that the shot went wide. And then Al McGregor kind of flapped at a ball a wee bit when it came for a cross. But again, we dealt with it. It was never really... I wasn't feeling shaky at any point. I just felt confident. And the second goal was just it's what we're used to seeing this Rangers team doing. The pass and move, the first touch passing, the wee flick from Alfredo, and then the through ball from Aribo. I was just expecting Alfredo to stick his boot through it, but he doesn't. He picks out Ryan Kent, very selflessly picks out Ryan Kent, and I think Ryan Kent thoroughly deserved his goal. Ryan Kent was, again, tremendous, especially in the first half. I've watched the game back, and he was great. He was really, really good and unlucky in the first half. So I was delighted with it. Again, mate, we'll speak about Joe Aribo, your man. You're running out of ways to praise Joe Aribo for the form that he's in and the class that he's shown right now. Again, I thought he was so dangerous. He was in the right places. A lot of the danger that we were creating, a lot of the passages of play we were creating was going through Aribo, and then that touch, mate, kill it at the sky. I mean, I don't know how many times I've watched that as well, but how do we keep a hold of this man?
I was speaking to somebody today about Joe Aribo. I think he's unplayable at the moment. And even Scotia made a comment in terms of his interviews. He's coming across more confident, if you want to say. Before he was more slightly reserved in his interviews. I think he's got a bit of arrogance about him now, Jory. But I think Van Bronckhorst has come in and told him, look, how good he is. Show how good you are. And I think he believes the hype of Aribo, and he should, because he's got everything in his locker, Joe Aribo. He can shoot, he can dribble, he's strong. I said to a guy today, and this isn't just because I'm a Rangers fan, I'm a Joe Aribo fanboy, but I honestly think he could play for any team in that Premiership down in England. I really do. I think he's that good. But the way he pulls balls out the sky, it's scary how he does it, and he just dribbles away. And he's in the form in his life at the moment, Joe Aribo, really is. And it's brilliant for us as Rangers fans watching, but we all know, as you've kind of alluded to there, January is coming upon us, and if there's not teams looking at Joe Aribo right now, I'd be very, very surprised, because I'd say at the moment he's probably our top asset now, and he's probably the guy that teams will be looking at to potentially come in January and offer us it'd need to be big bucks, but he's got 18 months left in his contract, but I fully expect a couple of teams to make offers for Joe Aribo in January.
If he continues this form, mate, especially over the next couple of games, 2 to 3 games, even right up to the old firm, mate, obviously he's going to go away to the African Cup of Nations, but especially if he continues to impress and we continue on the run that we're on, then I would agree with you, mate. I can't see how a team wouldn't be willing to. I mean, we talk about it quite a lot, mate, when we think about 20 million to a Premiership team. 20 million doesn't mean anything to a Premiership team. And I think that's the kind of level that you're talking about. I know people will say, oh, we should get more. The reality of the situation is 20 million to any team in Scotland, and Celtic included in that, is you almost can't say no to it. So, yeah, I mean, Rangers will have the price. I'm sure Ross Wilson will have his price, and he'll do everything he can. I trust Ross Wilson to get the right offer if it does happen. And again, it's in the situation that we are in. We are a selling club. This is what we do. And I'll be gutted if he decides to leave. But it's also it's a double-edged sword, because I'm also very happy that we're having this conversation at the same time, because Aribo is flourishing under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. He is literally filling his full potential. We've seen flashes of it under Gerrard. We didn't see this Joe Aribo under Gerrard, though. This is very much the freedom that he has to play where he wants. Instead of Ryan Kent having the free role, it's now Joe Aribo that has the kind of free role. And yeah, it works. It really, really does. And he's just repaying us. And again, that touch, I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. Leads me on to Alfredo Morelos, mate. Arguably his best performance of the season, in my opinion. And I picked Morelos as man of the match purely for his goal and his assist. Obviously, Joe Aribo would have been right up in there in contention for it, but I was so happy to see the Alfredo we all know and love back.
He's been brilliant since Van Bronckhorst just come in. I think he's told him, look, just play as a striker instead of. I mean, under Gerrard, he was dropping really deep, and at times, I mean, I've seen him pick a ball off the centre halves before, and it's like, what's he doing there? It's like when Ryan Kent used to come back and do that, because he's frustrated. And I think Van Bronckhorst has come in and says, no, you be the focal point and the main man who scores the goals for us. And he's been really good, Morelos. And like I said earlier on, he looks leaner and sharper. He looks like, not that he was overweight, but he looks like he's lost a bit of weight. He looks leaner. He really does. He looks sharper. He just looks like he's going to score for now on. He really does. And yeah, he's a dangerous player at the moment, especially the way we play with Kent and that sort of hugging the touchlines now. And you just want Morelos in the middle. He's got Joe Aribo behind him as well now, pushing up. Yeah, it's set up for Alfie to score a lot of goals now. And obviously, he's returned it to Gio. That's him scored, I'm going off the top of my head here, 5 under Van Bronckhorst, I think, possibly. So yeah, great return from him. And it's the Alfie that we know, and obviously I can do my celebration to hundreds of times at Ibrox.
Yeah, need to wait for everybody to sit down. Yes, again, though, even he's off the ball work, he's dropping deep to do the link-up play, to get the moves going down the wings. He did everything on Wednesday night. It was a very impressive performance by him, and it's what we've come to expect of him. And Alfredo, when he sometimes tries that switch ball, he usually switches it out to Borna or to Tav from where he picks the ball up. When he's not feeling great, the balls are not perfect. See, when he's feeling good and he's in the groove, it's like inch perfect. It really is. And a lot of people fling criticism to him. There's people in the comments that fling criticism to him quite a lot. And I'm an Alfredo Morelos fanboy. The same way with Aribo, I feel the same way. Morelos, I absolutely adore Alfredo Morelos because of everything that he is and everything that the rest of Scottish football hates. So I absolutely love him for it. And he only does it in big games. I said this in the post-match in the car. He only does it in big games, only does it in Europe. That was against St Johnstone. That was against 2 back fives, 2 banks of 5, and he performed. And I say arguably to me the best performance of the season for him. And the second goal you could just watch over and over and over again. You really could, and it's all really Alfredo was the kind of main part of that whole move. Obviously there was link up. It came from the back and obviously went to, I think, Tav, Kamara, Hadji, Morelos, Aribo, Morelos, Kent, and a goal, obviously. So, but again, an absolutely world-class goal, and it was. You're right. It was like the goal. I think I picked it as my goal this season last year.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy won against Galatasaray with Kent scored again, so absolutely brilliant. Who was your man of the match on Wednesday, Ali?
Joe Aribo. He got it. To be fair, his sponsors gave it to him as well. Joe Aribo, by the way, I don't think Joe Aribo drinks. I'm pretty sure he doesn't drink. Mm-hmm. I think he's quite religious in that. So he must have a whack of champagne lying in his house at the moment. So if he doesn't want it, he can. He probably gives it McGregor, to be honest. But there was a bit of a joke with him afterwards when he was getting interviewed in terms of this is a habit every week. It's Joe Aribo's man of the match because he is, as I said for ages, he is the main man in this Rangers team at the moment. And yeah, hopefully I see more Joe Aribo magic on tomorrow and Saturday.
Yes. It said Gio spoke very highly of him after the game, as you would expect after a performance like that. And yeah, just that noise when he kills the ball. I can't remember the last time I heard a noise like that at Ibrox, mate, when everybody just stood up and applauded a guy bringing the ball out out the sky. It was so good that if you've watched the replay of it, he nearly takes out the referee because the referee has no idea where he's about to go. It's excellent. It really, really is. And yeah, only based on Morelos getting a goal and an assist. That's the only reason I went Morelos, but Joe Aribo was very, very close behind. Was great. So we'll move on, Ali. Unfortunately, we need to speak about COVID. There's been calls for a circuit breaker from David Martindale, the Livingston manager. Dundee United have obviously had positive tests, but as it stands, it looks like the game's going to go ahead. They've done everything that they can to make it go ahead because it's their own stupid decision to send their players to Newcastle for a night out. St Mirren have confirmed cases now as well, and they cancelled their training today, which is Friday. There's new restrictions in hospitality and shops, etc. More and more people I know are testing positive for COVID, so it is spreading. Ali, I don't know what the answer is to stop the spread and to stop the world going backwards, as it seemed like we were beginning to go forwards. We just the famous saying in The Godfather, mate, just when I think I'm out, it pulls me right back in, and that's exactly what COVID seems to be doing to us. However, there is growing concern that they're going to play football behind closed doors again, and they're going to close stadiums, and it's an easy target for Nicola Sturgeon to go ahead with. I mean, obviously she's asking Boris for more money, etc., all this stuff, because she's desperate to be on the TV every day at 12:15. So I was saying to Jamie the other night as we walked on to the stadium, mate, that I like when we get to Ibrox quite early, and you see different groups of people that stand in the same spot every game, every home game. They stand and speak to each other. They have their own traditions. They have their own routines. And football sometimes is, maybe that's the only time they get to speak to people during the day or during the week, where they can have a conversation about Rangers. They can have their break from the real life and everything else that goes along with life. So I suppose what am I getting at? What's your thoughts? Do you think we should be concerned about football stadiums getting closed?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, they're wanting everyone to get this booster as quick as possible. As soon as everyone's got a booster on their arm, then in theory, what they're saying is it'll stop people going into hospital. Yeah, you might get it as the Delta variant, whatever it was, the last variant, but you'd be at home, you can manage it, but like a mild cold or something. That's what they're wanting. But at the moment, it's worrying, because you look down in England, 4 or 5 games postponed already because of it. You look up here, I mean, she was out today, Sturgeon. The only reason she's not done it is because she, like you said, she doesn't have the finances to do it. Mm-hmm. If she had the finances backed up, she would 100% close the football, close nightclubs, put pubs back to bloody table service again, all this. So I think it could happen. She needs Boris to give her the green light, basically. But it's worrying, and they're coming out today, obviously saying, Celtic and Hibs playing a cup final on Sunday. We play Ibrox Saturday. There's 100,000 people going to events. I know the Open Goal lads had a pod at the Hydro last night with 11,000 people as well. So, I mean, she's telling people, pick and choose, do you need to go to these places? But I like to say, football to people, it's not just a social thing. I mean, you're meeting people there. It's, in terms of mental health, you talk about it, it's good for people as well. I mean, football was the only thing that kept me going. And I kept everyone going last year when we were sitting in the house, although we had to watch it on the telly, but it kept you going. It gave you something to look forward to. And to go back and watch it in the house again, I couldn't. Ideally, and I know it doesn't always work like that, if they could get to the winter break after the Celtic game, because we shut down then for 3 weeks, they could do it then. I think that's what SPFL, SFA, whatever will be looking at with the Scottish Government, saying, look, if we could hold off to then, there's 3 weeks they can shut it down. I get Martindale saying, we can shut it down for 2 weeks, but you can shut it down for 2 weeks and then the cases go up again. How do you do it? But it's worrying. And I did say to you today, Kai, I just had a feeling this Saturday, potentially, and I don't like saying this, could be the last time we might be at Ibrox this season. Or not this season, I mean this year. I know we've got this St Mirren game.
This season,
No, not this season. This year, I mean. I know we've got the St Mirren game in Boxing Day, which I don't know whether they'll do that, but it's worrying. It is worrying, and we're 2 years into this now, and it's like, where does it end? Where does it end?
Yeah. I don't think it's particularly fair just to just target the football, because it's an easy thing to do. It's gigs, pubs, it's easy because that's where people congregate. I mean, there's probably no strong evidence. Look, I don't get into it. There's probably people going to disagree with me and say things and comments and whatever else. I don't really get into it because I'm sick of hearing about it. I mean, I really am. I'm like everybody else. I'm sick of hearing about it. So I just feel I think they would be wrong to do so. Maybe restrict crowds again, yes, if they really have to. But I mean, I've had to take. I've only took 3 COVID tests since the start of COVID, and I've had to take 2 in 2 days because I was a close contact to somebody that was that has tested positive for COVID, who are waiting a PCR test. But I don't have it, so I've done 2 tests. I don't have COVID, but I was with someone very close to someone who has it, so it doesn't really make much sense to me, and none of it really makes much sense to me. But obviously, I got a wee bit nervous as well. Like, I was like, oh fuck, I better test, and I don't want to be the one to kind of spread it on. But I mean, I can't get my 3rd jab till, well, I think mine's the 30th or something like that. December, I think mine is. But even at that, it's still it's beginning to become a bit of a slog, this, to constantly go through it all. And Martindale coming out and saying the circuit breaker, all you're doing is kicking the ball further down the street, mate. You still need to go get it. So I just don't really see the point in that. I don't think it would help anything. I suppose the only thing that would help is potentially people having a close to normal Christmas as they possibly could in terms of kind of reducing cases. But again, I don't know if football is the main case of cases. I've said, never mind, I was going to get into COVID stuff here, mate. I won't, because we can go on and on and on about that. We will move on, but we'll just need to wait and see with that one. But hopefully, hopefully they don't stop the football. But with St Mirren coming out and saying that they've cancelled training today, they haven't made a shout for games to be cancelled or anything. They look like they're still trying their hardest to continue with games. So we'll have to just wait and see, unfortunately. So we'll move on to the preview of the next game, mate, against Dundee United. The press conference today was Giovanni Van Bronckhorst and Glenn Kamara. Gio confirmed that Borna is okay after feeling unwell during the game on Wednesday. He said, they're well prepared for whatever game Dundee United want to play, and will adapt accordingly. On the transfer targets, he said he won't ever reveal what players we are targeting, but a lot of the names in the press are definitely players they are not tracking. The club are doing their best in terms of COVID, with measures in place to reduce the risk of an outbreak. And he says it feels like it's been about 3.5 months since he's been here with regards to the schedule of the games, but admitted he's used to it as a player and as a coach. I felt like saying, Gio, welcome to the way the SFA run Scottish football, cramming as many games into December as they can. And added, for him, he's happy with how things have gone so far, with coming in mid-season. He said it's been very positive, and he's got to know the players very well. He said on Joe Aribo that he's played his role well. He's dangerous and he can create from different areas. Finally, on the press conference today, it was kind of the biggest thing to take from it. He confirmed all African Cup of Nations players will be available for the Old Firm. Now, I like to say this is really good news. It's a bit of an understatement, but we did say I would imagine Rangers would do everything in their power to make sure that they're available.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, to be honest. We talked about this the other week. And Nigeria's first game is the 8th or the 9th against Egypt or something. I think it's Egypt. I could be wrong, to be honest. Somebody in the comments will tell me, no doubt. But it's, I think it's Egypt. But that's good news, because that's 3 important players for us, especially Aribo.
Yes.
Aribo, I don't know if you're going to come on to it, which I never knew, is 1 booking away, especially at the weekend, for missing the Celtic game. It gives me that fear. Yeah, that said it in the presser. He's if he gets booked against Dundee United, he's out the Celtic game. Which, your main man, it would be just typical, wouldn't it? Joe Aribo getting booked, and he's not a dirty player, in Joe Aribo, so that's one to be looking at on Saturday. If Rangers maybe go 2 up early doors, they might look at bringing Joe Aribo off, because he's important for us. And I think the way the bookings work, it's not as if if he gets booked against, say, St Mirren, I think he'd still be eligible for the Celtic game. The way, I don't think it works as
so a delayed game or something.
It's always like a delay. So that's one to look out in the team lineup in terms of what does he do with Joe Aribo? Because to me, he's a massive player for us, especially going into their midden. But
he's undroppable now, though.
That's the problem. I wouldn't drop him. I would just say to him, "Look, Joe, don't do it stupid." But I think he would.
Don't tackle. Yeah, just don't tackle anybody.
No, I don't even know who the referee is tomorrow as well. If it was Kevin Clance or something, I'd get that for fear, to be honest. But
do you know who it is for the Old Firm, by the way? Just on that.
It's Gollum, isn't it? Willie Gollum.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
So African Cup Nations, brilliant. What I thought it would be, to be honest, but that when I found out today he's a booking away on Saturday for missing the Old Firm gave me the fear.
Well, I didn't know that either, mate, to be honest. No, that's that's a difficult one, isn't it? Because he's literally flying now. He could probably beat Dundee United on his own, but I reckon Gio just goes, do not tackle. Just stand there until somebody passes you the ball and then do what you want, but do not tackle anybody. But you're right. I think he'll still play. I would be shocked if he doesn't play. I mean, proper shocked if he doesn't play. So, I mean, he's not really got a bad discipline record. He doesn't really do dirty fouls or anything like that. Is it just? I can't even remember when's the last time he got booked?
Yeah, he get booked in a Hearts game.
Oh, so he did. Yeah. So he's one booking away. So is anybody else? Did they mention anybody else that was?
It was just Joe Aribo that was. I never knew about it. It was it Mark? I'm trying to think who it was. It might have been Big Rahman that said it, but it was. I'm definitely on the press or somebody said Joe Aribo's a yellow card away from missing the Old Firm.
I must have
of all players.
Missed that. I don't know how I missed that, but I must have completely missed that.
Again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard that in the presser when I was out today. So
you're probably right, mate. No, you're probably right. Well, I just say that's an interesting one. That's definitely one to keep an eye on. Oh God, that would just be typical, man, wouldn't it? Anyway, on to Dundee United themselves. They are currently. Oh, sorry. Before that, Glenn Kamara spoke to the press. Again, not a lot really to take from Kamara. He said that they want to keep It was good to see Kamara speaking to the press, though. That doesn't often happen. He's not a regular in front of the press. Yeah. But he said they want to keep the momentum going as we're on a good run. And into the Christmas period, said the players are in for training on Christmas Day, but they're used to it, and it's back-to-back games, so it's a week of recovery, training and playing. On his new role within the formation, Gio was playing. He said it's a bit of a different role, but I'm enjoying it, as are the boys. A lot of the team have been together for a long time, so we know each other's game very well. We have a good connection, so hopefully our results continue. Again, not really very much to take from the player interview, very rarely is there. So we'll just move on to Dundee themselves, mate. They're currently sitting fourth and battling for fourth in the league just now with Motherwell, Aberdeen and Hibs. Only 2 points between the four teams. They've lost their last 3 games against Livingston, Celtic and Motherwell. And the game previous was a draw against Ross County. Obviously, the only loss we have suffered this season in the league was against Dundee United on the 7th of August, where they won 1-0 at Tannadice, mate. So what kind of game are you expecting on Saturday?
They've had a funny season, Dundee United. They started the season really, really well. I mean, they beat us. I mean, the only team that beat us in 50-odd games, whatever it is, in the league. But it's... they started really well, Dundee United, and just the last 6-7 games have just fallen away. Like you say, they've not won the last 3, they've not scored a goal either. We don't know who's out in terms of COVID cases, and I would never in a million years expected them to come out and tell us who was out, because it just gives us an advantage. So, they were never going to do that. So, but I was speaking to a guy at work today. Not at work, so I popped in today and I was speaking to a guy about the game on Saturday, and I was saying,
Stu?
No, I was speaking to John. I popped in to print something off, and John was there, so I was speaking to him about it. He actually, short fact, just sidetracking here, he met Joe Aribo, Glenn Kamara, Bassey, Ryan Kent, and Goldson out in the town. The other night he's got a photo with him, which was really good. So
of course he does.
He was decent. But anyway, Dundee United. Yes. Yeah, I was sidetracked there. But no, I was saying to him, I don't think Dundee United can come and play the way St Johnstone came and play, in terms of we'll play a back 5, sometimes a back 6. We'll just 2 buses parked. I don't think they don't play that way, Dundee United. They try and play football. Every time they've came to Ibrox, Dundee United, the first 20 minutes, they've high pressed us, and then they kind of blow out of steam. We usually get the first goal, and that kind of kills them. So I expect that from them. Nicky Clark, I'd imagine, will play up front for them. But I think they'll come and play football, Dundee United. I think that's the way he's got them playing. I think that's the philosophy he likes. I don't think they're going to come and sit. I really don't. And as I say, when teams come and try and play football against Rangers, usually it suits us. And obviously you'll come on to the teams, and that's why my team's slightly different from the team that played on Wednesday. But yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I really do. And like I say, I expect Dundee United to come and high press us the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think they will come and give it a go. So they're in a not bad place in the league, to be honest, mate. I agree. I don't expect them to do what St Johnstone done. Almost, if this makes any sort of sense, I think they'll do halfway in between full attack and full St Johnstone. I think they will be patient. They'll try their hardest to try and make Rangers maybe slip up, maybe make an error, maybe become a wee bit frustrated. However, we didn't become very frustrated against St Johnstone on Wednesday. The crowd maybe got a wee bit agitated, but Rangers just persevered and were patient. And I think a lot of the times that's going to be a big thing with teams now, especially the fact that teams are now aware that we can keep a clean sheet and we can score goals. So that they're very aware of what Rangers could do to them if they're not on it, if they're not organised, if they're not set up correctly. We could really be demolishing a team. And look, we could end up really clicking into form and everybody firing on Saturday. But yeah, I'm not expecting 2 banks of 5, not at all. I think they'll not quite have a go, but they'll not sit in. I think they will at least attempt to play some form of football, unlike St Johnstone did. So we'll go on to the teams, mate. You can go first because it's going to be the same team. And I know before you even tell me your team, I'm almost certain we've picked the same team.
Okay. Again, back 5 picks itself. McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Bassey, Barisic, midfield 3, Kamara. Kamara and Arfield, and then Kent, Aribo. I think Sakala will come back in, and Morelos up front.
Yeah, exactly the same team as me, mate. I think he'll go with Sakala instead of Hadji as well, because I think there could be a chance for Rangers to get in behind if Dundee United come out a wee bit. So, yeah, I've picked exactly the same team, mate, and I think I would be shocked if it was anything different. He was asked, I think it was after the game on Wednesday, about rotation and whether it was going to be important going forward. And he did say, well, we've got a winter break coming up and we've got 8 days between the Dundee United game and the St Mirren game, so I wouldn't expect drastic changes. So yeah, I would just the same, mate. One change, I would just Sakala in for Hadji. Score prediction, mate. Do you want me to go first since you did the team?
Yeah, you can go first.
So 3-0 Rangers and Arfield to score first.
I actually got the score prediction right for
St Johnstone game,
and I got the first goal scorer correct as well, and for Alfredo Morelos.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got that right, so I was quite happy with myself about that. But no,
I'm never happy when you get it right, mate. Ever.
No, I know you're not. Well, you might be happy if I get this one right, because you'd think we planned this all, but I've went 3-0 as well, Rangers. But my first goal scorer is Alfredo Morelos once again.
Yeah. I only picked Arfield just because he's slightly different. It was either going to be Arfield or
he's due a goal. Arfield, to be fair, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he's due another goal. Yeah, he's due another goal, and same as Ryan Kent. I think Ryan Kent could score again. But I'm very confident that Rangers will keep a clean sheet. And oh God, shouldn't have said that. And I'm confident that we'll score. I'm confident we've got more than enough right now under Gio to get a result. And I'm looking forward to it. And here's hoping what you said doesn't come true, mate. This isn't the last time we see Rangers this year, because that would be a real shame. But the things aren't looking great in the COVID world. But we just have to keep our fingers crossed. Either way, I will certainly be there tomorrow, one way or another. So that'll do us, mate. Just a shorter one tonight because it's just the both of us. So thank you very much, mate, and I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A Saturday game, 3:00, Christmas time as well. Everyone will be buzzing for it. I'll be buzzing for it. So, bring it on.
Bring it on indeed, mate. So shameless plug from me. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the videos, give us a wee 5-star rating on Apple Podcast, leave a comment and follow our socials. It supports us and helps us get out to as many Rangers fans as possible. We will be back tomorrow with a club reaction pod one way or another. The reason I'm saying one way or another is because I've not decided if I'm going drinking yet or I'm going to drive. So one form or another, we will bring you a reaction from the game. And Manscaped proudly support us, Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. If you go to manscaped.com, use the code Club at 22, you'll get 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will definitely thank you. So thank you for tuning in to us tonight. As I say, we will be back with a reaction to hopefully another 3 points for Rangers. So enjoy your Friday night and we'll speak to you tomorrow. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everyone.